According to the 2023 National Electrical Code, GFCI protection is required for certain receptacles in commercial settings. Specifically, all 125-volt single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere receptacles installed in commercial kitchens, pantries, and lunchrooms must be GFCI protected. The reasoning behind this requirement is to provide enhanced electrical safety in areas where water and food preparation activities increase the risk of electrical shock. In the context of a commercial servery where food is sold but not necessarily prepared, the presence of a sink and the use of electrical appliances such as coffee urns introduce potential hazards. Even though the servery might not be a full-fledged kitchen, the NEC considers it a location where GFCI protection is necessary for 125-volt single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere receptacles. The specific scenario involves a 20 ampere, 208-volt twist-lock receptacle located 3 feet from a sink and above countertop height. While the receptacle is 208 volts, the relevant NEC provision focuses on 125-volt single-phase receptacles. It's important to distinguish between 208-volt and 125-volt circuits. In a typical commercial electrical system, 208 volts is a line-to-line voltage in a three-phase system, whereas 120 volts is the line-to-neutral voltage. Single-phase refers to a circuit with one alternating current voltage, while three-phase systems have three alternating current voltages that are offset from each other. Considering that the question specifies a 20 ampere 208-volt twist-lock receptacle, it's essential to examine the type of equipment that will be plugged into it. Coffee urns are typically 120-volt appliances or, in some commercial applications, 208-volt appliances. If the coffee urns are designed to operate on 208 volts, and the receptacle is indeed a 208-volt receptacle, then the NEC requirement for GFCI protection in commercial kitchens, pantries, and lunchrooms might not directly apply, as the section specifically mentions 125-volt receptacles. However, other NEC sections might still mandate GFCI protection depending on the specific application and location. For instance, if the 208-volt receptacle is located in a wet or damp location, GFCI protection might be required regardless of the voltage. Additionally, local amendments to the NEC could impose stricter requirements. To determine the definitive answer, several factors must be considered. Firstly, the actual voltage of the coffee urns and the receptacle. Secondly, the specific wording of the 2023 NEC and any local amendments. Thirdly, the environmental conditions around the receptacle, such as proximity to water. It is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure full compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. They can assess the specific situation and provide guidance based on the latest requirements. When dealing with electrical installations near water, such as sinks, the potential for electrical shock is significantly increased. Water is an excellent conductor of electricity, and even a small amount of current can be dangerous or even fatal. GFCI devices that are designed to detect ground faults, which occur when electricity deviates from its intended path and flows through an unintended conductor, such as a person. When a ground fault is detected, the GFCI trips the circuit, cutting off the flow of electricity and preventing electrical shock. The 2023 NEC has expanded the requirements for GFCI protection in various locations, reflecting the ongoing effort to enhance electrical safety. These requirements are based on years of experience and data analysis, which have shown that GFCI protection is highly effective in preventing electrical injuries and fatalities. In commercial kitchens, pantries, and lunchrooms, the presence of water, food, and metal equipment creates a heightened risk of ground faults. Therefore, the NEC mandates GFCI protection for 125-volt receptacles in these areas. The intent is to protect employees and customers from electrical hazards. While the specific situation involves a 208-volt receptacle, it is crucial to verify whether the coffee urns are indeed designed for 208 volts and whether any other NEC sections or local amendments require GFCI protection in this particular application. The safest approach is to err on the side of caution and install GFCI protection if there is any doubt. GFCI protection can be provided by using a GFCI receptacle, a GFCI circuit breaker, or a combination of both. A GFCI receptacle is installed in place of a standard receptacle and provides GFCI protection only at that specific location. A GFCI circuit breaker is installed in the electrical panel and provides GFCI protection for the entire circuit. When selecting a GFCI device, it is important to choose one that is rated for the appropriate voltage and current. In this case, a 20 ampere GFCI receptacle or circuit breaker would be required. It is also important to ensure that the GFCI device is listed by a recognized testing laboratory such as Underwriters Laboratories to ensure that it meets safety standards. The installation of GFCI protection should always be performed by a qualified electrician. This ensures that the installation is done correctly and that the GFCI device is functioning properly. After installation, the GFCI device should be tested regularly to verify that it is working. This can be done by pressing the test button on the GFCI device. If the GFCI device trips, it is working properly. If it does not trip, it should be replaced. In addition to GFCI protection, other electrical safety measures should be implemented in commercial serveries. These include proper grounding of electrical equipment, regular inspection of electrical cords and plugs, and training of employees on electrical safety procedures. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to prevent electrical shock. Regular inspection of electrical cords and plugs can identify damaged or worn components that could pose a safety hazard. Training of employees on electrical safety procedures can help to ensure that they are aware of the risks and how to prevent electrical accidents. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards for electrical installations. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest advances in technology and safety practices. Compliance with the NEC is essential to ensure the safety of people and property. Local jurisdictions may adopt the NEC as is, or they may make amendments to it to address local conditions. It is important to be familiar with the NEC requirements in your area. In conclusion, the question of whether GFCI protection is required for a 20 ampere 208-volt twist-lock receptacle in a commercial servery depends on several factors, including the voltage of the coffee urns, the specific wording of the 2023 NEC and any local amendments, and the environmental conditions around the receptacle. While the NEC section regarding commercial kitchens, pantries, and lunchrooms specifically mentions 125-volt receptacles, other NEC sections or local amendments might still require GFCI protection in this situation. The safest approach is to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure full compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. GFCI protection is a vital safety measure that can help to prevent electrical shock in areas where water and electricity are present. By implementing GFCI protection and other electrical safety measures, you can create a safer environment for employees and customers. Remember to prioritize safety and always consult with qualified professionals for electrical installations and inspections. The electrical code is not just a set of rules, it is a set of guidelines developed and refined over many years that represents the best practices for electrical safety. Adhering to these practices helps to prevent accidents, injuries, and even fatalities. In addition to the specific requirements of the NEC, it is also important to consider general electrical safety principles. These principles include avoiding overloading circuits, using appropriate extension cords, and keeping electrical equipment dry. Overloading circuits can cause wires to overheat and potentially start a fire. Using appropriate extension cords ensures that the cord is rated for the amount of current that will be flowing through it. Keeping electrical equipment dry prevents water from creating a conductive path for electricity, which can lead to electrical shock. By following these general electrical safety principles, you can further reduce the risk of electrical accidents. The information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector for specific guidance on electrical installations and safety. They can assess the specific situation and provide recommendations based on the latest codes and regulations. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. By understanding the risks and taking appropriate precautions, we can all help to create a safer environment for ourselves and others. The NEC is a living document that is constantly evolving to address new challenges and improve electrical safety. Staying informed about the latest changes to the NEC is essential for anyone involved in electrical work. There are many resources available to help you stay up to date on the NEC, including publications, training courses, and online forums. By taking advantage of these resources, you can ensure that you are always working safely and in compliance with the latest codes and regulations. The 2023 NEC provides detailed information on GFCI protection requirements in Section 210.8. This section outlines the specific locations where GFCI protection is required for 125-volt, single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere receptacles. It also provides information on the types of GFCI devices that are permitted and the testing requirements for GFCI protection. In addition to Section 210.8, other sections of the NEC may also be relevant to the question of GFCI protection in a commercial servery. For example, Section 422.51 covers the requirements for GFCI protection of cord and plug connected appliances. This section may apply if the coffee urns are cord and plug connected. It is important to review all relevant sections of the NEC to ensure full compliance with all applicable requirements. The NEC is a complex document, and it can be challenging to interpret its requirements. If you have any questions about the NEC, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. They can provide expert guidance and help you to ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified professionals. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, do not attempt to do so. Hire a qualified electrician to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. The cost of hiring a qualified electrician is a small price to pay for the peace of mind that comes with knowing that your electrical system is safe and compliant. In conclusion, determining whether GFCI protection is required for 20 ampere 208-volt twist-lock receptacle in a commercial servery requires careful consideration of the NEC and any local amendments. While the NEC section regarding commercial kitchens, pantries, and lunchrooms specifically mentions 125-volt receptacles, other NEC sections or local amendments might still require GFCI protection in this situation. The safest approach is to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure full compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. By prioritizing electrical safety and following the guidance of qualified professionals, you can help to prevent electrical accidents and create a safer environment for everyone. Always remember that electricity is a powerful force, and it should be treated with respect. Take the time to learn about electrical safety and follow the proper procedures when working with electricity. Your safety and the safety of others depend on it.